Hi, in this video today we're going to be making up one of these Keter Store-It-Out Midi boxes here. Now I've just made up this one, but I have bought a second one. It's not hard, but there's a few bits that were a little bit confusing, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it and it might help other people out. I actually thought there was a part missing, but it's not. They're stuck together. Let me get everything out of the box and show you what's what. So this is the box ripped open here, and I'm going to bring all these bits inside to make it easier to put together and also to film. Now I'm going to do this whole job here with just an electric screwdriver. You will be able to use a manual one, but an electric's easier because not every single hole is drilled on here, so you might need to use a little bit of force if you're using a manual one, while with an electric it's a lot easier. Now the very first thing I noticed when I did this is I thought I had a missing part, because I should have two of these ones here, and when you start building it you'll get to this page here and you'll see that you're supposed to put two together, and I was looking everywhere and I thought I've only got one, because I was looking at this, and if you have a look it looks like you've just got one. Don't make the same mistake I did. You do actually have two. They're just stuck together, so you just need to force them apart. So hopefully now you won't have to ring Keter and complain, because like mine yours will just be stuck together. Now let's get assembling. So first things first, we're going to be putting the base down here, and now we need to put each of the sides on. So this one here is going to go on the right hand side, and you can see with the base that we have a back bit sticking up, and this bit there's no lip at the front. So the bit with no lip is at the front, and have a look at the design here, it goes down this way, so the water is going to be running off towards the front. So this one is just going to go in on this side here, the right hand side, and you need to push it down until it clicks, like so. That's in place. Now we're going to get the other side. Again, you've got the vents up the top. This is the inside here, so the nice finish obviously is going on the outside, and again it's slanting towards the front. So just line that in there and push down until it clicks into place. Obviously you'd be doing this outside, I'm just doing it inside because it's easier to film. Now you need these two bits that are stuck together, but you need to put them down like this. So if you have a look, this one looks like there's slats going across, and that one looks like it's a brick pattern. So you can see the difference between the two. There's slats going across and that's a brick pattern. You need to have it in this orientation, not like that or any other way, like this. Also, have a look here. You can see it looks like there's a bit of a handle here and a handle here. So have them two next to each other. This is the one that goes in, this one sticks out. Now what you want to do is you want to just lift this up. Can you see your screw's going to be going in here? And this is where the screw's going into. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just rest them on top there. And you can line this up here. So it's nice and straight here, and nice and straight there, and that way then when you screw it in it's going to go together. So that's what it's going to look like there. Now in this pack here we have a load of screws. The screws are all the same, and it's good because they give you spares as well. So if you happen to drop one and it falls away somewhere, don't worry, you will have spares. So we're going to take out 5 screws. So make sure everything's lined up nicely. And you're going to need a Phillips bit, a crosshead bit on your screwdriver. Now you're only going into plastic, so don't keep on going because you're just going to strip it out. Just nip them up, just tight, but not over tight. Right, this is the back part here, and we're going to be putting it in this way round. So the slats are at the bottom and the brickwork is up the top. These two bits here are going to be clipping into the bottom. Hopefully you can see there's a bit here and also a bit here as well. So we're just going to line that up. This is a little bit fiddly. So you have to try to get it in between the side panels. And just get it into the bottom. There we go. And that is in place there like so. Just going to make sure it's in at the back. There we go, that clip there. And that is in there now. So you can see that when I go to lift it, it's not falling out. Now, when it comes to these bits, we don't have to worry just yet. I just want to show you where they go. So with these, they're going to go in like so. So you can see that this lines up. The grey is just underneath this bit here. Don't try to get it in the front bit. It goes in there like so. And we have screw holes here to be screwing into these little holes at a later stage. And also the same on this side here. You can see a screw hole here and the hole here. They go in there like that. So the grey bits come in right up to the edge of these plastic planks. We're now getting the lid. And you can see that one side is hinged. The hinged side is going to be the back. So you're going to just lay it down with the top side down. And we need this little catch here. This is where you can padlock it at the end. There's going to be two bits of plastic sticking out that you can put a padlock through. So we need to fit this to the front with 2 screws. So it just goes in there like so. You can see it doesn't want to fit in the wrong way anyway, so you can't get it wrong. And you're putting screw through here, and we have 2 little holes here to line it up with. And just like before, we're only going into plastic, so don't over tighten. There we go. So now we want to put the lid on, and it's going to click in on the hinge part at the back here. So just rest it on roughly to begin with, and then we can push down when we're happy with where it is. That's going to be there. And that's going to be there. And now it should click. There. And there. This one hasn't gone in. There we go. Right, so that is the lid on. Now we have to do up a load of screws around the back. Now we need 9 screws. And we're going to be putting them in here, here, and here. And when you do this, make sure that this is in. So don't screw it in when it's out. Make sure it's fully in there, and fully in here. Another screw here, even though you can see the hole isn't here, the plastic moulding's just kind of, it just got a little bit blocked up. Here, here, and here, here, and here. So remember, just push in and screw in as you go along, and push down and down here. See there? Just push it down there to make sure that it all lines up nice. Now that's going to give it a lot more strength. Now we need to turn it around, get inside, and do up 4 screws, 2 on each side inside it. So we have the 4 screws, and they are going to go here and here, and also this side, here and here. Now this is where you're going to need a little bit of strength, because although there's holes here, there's no holes in this hinge here. You're making the holes in the hinge. So if you're using a manual screwdriver, you're going to have to put quite a bit of pressure down, because as far as I can see, there's no moulded holes there. I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure down on the hinge lid. I've actually got the lid resting against the wall, so it's not under any strain. But press down on here, the top bit, when you do it. So that took a lot more force. Also, it doesn't really seem like it's pulling in too much. So I think it would just probably keep on spinning and spinning, but you can see they're home now. Let's do the other side. Next up, you need to get the door with the hole in here. This is going to act like a lock that goes down to secure the door into the base. So you need this part here, and you need this part here, and we need 3 screws. Now if you look here, there's actually space for 4 screws. You're only going to be using 3 of them, and if you look at the back here, you can see that we have a moulded part here for 3 screws. Again, it's not punched through, but moulded part there for 1 screw, 2 screws, 3 screws. So first of all, we need to put this in here, and it's going to go in. This is the bit that's there's a little bit of a chamfered bit here, and there's a kind of a stop here. Can you see the stop? We're going to be putting it in stop first. So this sticking up here, this way. So put that in there. You are going to have to bend the door up to get this in here. So open it up a little bit there and just get it in like so. So it's going to be moving up and down like that. Now remember, we're screwing in from this side here, and this is the top. So we're going to be going in, screwing into this bit here, so we're going to go in that way there. Now this is a bit fiddly. We want this shape here. Can you see that there's a lip? We want that lip to go inside this grey bit here. So let's zoom in. Now we're going to be putting that around there, in there like so, and keep going down. Try to get this through here, it'll make it much easier. You can see that that's going through here, and force it down. Once it goes in, it will click nicely into place. So it's still not in. There you go. Can you see now it's filled up this area here? And look, can you see that that operates there like so? Yeah, so that needs to be fully in there. You kind of have to manhandle that a bit. Now let's spin it over and get the screws in. There we go, they're nice and flush, and you can see now that that's operating. It's a little bit stiff, but it works. So the door that we just worked on with this thing here is going to be the right-hand door. Now this is a bit fiddly. I'm going to put this one on, and then I'll zoom in on the other one, so hopefully it will make more sense. But you can see that there's already a bit sticking up at the bottom, so that's no problem because the bottom bit there just goes on there. That's fine. But you can see we can't get the top bit in here. So what I'm going to do is you have to kind of line them both up, and then if you were to open it up, it will hopefully clip into place. So there you go. So you see I kind of wiggled it, and now that's gone into place there. All we have to do is force it down. There. That's it now. You can see now that that is in. Let's zoom in, so I won't worry about the bottom, but you have to line up the bottom at the same time as doing the top. Let's zoom in on the other side. I'm just going to put the bottom bit in first. So that's located, the bottom's located in, but you can see this is not right. So I'm going to just lift it up ever so slightly. I'm trying to get that to go into its little home. Nope. Right, bottom bit in again. And I'm just opening it up. There. So it's gone in there. You kind of have to swivel it open, and then it drops in, and then we can push it down. And now that's gone into its home. Like so. Next up, you need 2 screws, and we need 2 of these. Now it doesn't matter which way round these go, these are identical to each other. These are going to go together, and this is the opportunity to put a padlock through. So we need to feed these through here and also here. So they're only going to go one way, which is that way there, and we have a little hole here to put the screw through, and that screw is going to go into this hole just here. So just line it up. If the screw's not biting, it could be because you've got this at an angle, so make sure that the screw is going into that hole. There you go, and you get the idea now. You can see a padlock's going to go through here when the clasp comes down from the lid. And let's do this one. There we go. Now we have to put this in. This just gives it some support in the middle, so it stops the middle part here from sagging, and it just takes 1 screw, and the screw hole is just here, and the screw goes through here. So don't be alarmed, you will, like me, probably have 6 screws left over, but it's useful to have spares, or there's opportunities to put shelves and stuff in here if you were to get them separately or make them yourself. I'm not sure if Keter do them, you might have to make them yourself. Anyway, this thing here is going to be placed in that little hole there, and it's going to go there like so. So it's going underneath this lip here. Let me just zoom in. So you can see the screw holes just here. So we're going to be putting that there, and this is going up there like so. So put this bit in first, and that way then you can push up and then line up the screw afterwards. It's going to push the back out a little bit. So don't do it there, don't do it here, do it so it fits just in there. So this bit here is just under that bit there. Right, so that's in place. Let me get the screw. Like so. And screw it in. There we go, and it will just stop that top bit from sagging down. Now that is the Keter box complete. If you wanted to put shelving in, you can see that we do have screw holes here, here and here, the same on the other side, and you can put a shelf between there, middle level or bottom level. I haven't got any shelves. If you wanted to put a padlock in, when you close the doors, you can put it through here. So that's going to be the closing first, because you can't close this one on top of that. This one has to close first, then you can do that one there. Then as you put the lid down, it will lock them into place there. You can push that down at the bottom to lock that into place. So that's your little lock at the bottom here. So you can see right now that that won't open. You have to lift that up, then that will open. Now remember, they're only plastic. They are actually strong. It will last you a long time, but it feels a little bit flimsy. Obviously, if this was made out of wood, you'll be opening and closing this nicely. You can already see the doors want to spread open. If you're going to be putting garden rakes and brooms in here, that's spread out, you're going to struggle to close it. But they are waterproof, and they will last a long time, even when they're out in the sun. So if you wanted to put a padlock through, you can put a padlock through those bits there. So that is it. The more uneven the floor, the more your doors will be out. For example, if it was like this, you can already see now the doors are not going to line up properly. So it does help if your floor is even. But it is quite forgiving because there's a bit of flexibility there. So here we have them now side by side out here, and just to make sure they're nice and level, I've just put a couple of small screws in the corner. It's going to be easy for me to remove them in the future if I need to, but they give you an opportunity just to put the screws in the corner here. You can see that we have different sizes, a small one and a big one, so you can have some big bolts if you were going into concrete, or in my instance here, I've just put tiny little screws in. You could put washers in if you wanted it to be more secure. I've just put these in here just to keep them lined up, just to stop them sliding around the place. So there we have it. If this video has helped you out, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any other tips that will help other people out, you can put that down in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for watching.